I have come to the conclusion that I don't really know what Skyrim is doing. So yeah, before I'm we're heading to Capra Demon. I've been playing Skyrim for many years, and still to this day it is a weird game. But recently something happened that made me wonder, what is the game doing? Because I've been heavily modding the game and playing it, and the loading times have been not severe, but it's been like mostly 10 seconds, maybe 5. But recently I've been starting it again, and the loading times, no matter what, if I like jumped another town, go into a town, go into a house, the loading times are up in the minutes, like 1-2 minutes, and I don't really want to sit and wait for 1-2 minutes. First I thought it was a virus on my computer, so I checked it, no it wasn't. And I thought it was the mods, like some mod is compatible with another, or uncompatible. So I checked that, no it's not, it's just Skyrim. I recently redid the whole Skyrim, reinstalled and redid everything. Still didn't work, and now I just came back to Skyrim and it works. So my conclusion is I don't know what it's doing. And also flying goats. My friend had an incident, or my friend, you know its face, had an incident where he had a flying goat in Skyrim, and I was kind of baffled for it. Because it's a flying goat. It was generally standing in its idle position, tearing through the sky, which was weird. Anyway, we are up here, we're gonna fight the Capra Demon and go into the depths to find the light though. And then the Moonlight Butterfly, sorry, forgot the name. The Moonlight Butterfly. So he's one of the game's most difficult bosses. Set aside from the last boss, Capra Demon is one of the most difficult bosses. The last boss is pretty damn difficult, but Capra Demon is, this early in the game, pretty damn difficult. Not only the boss in itself, but a large portion of the boss is his dogs. They're doing it much for you, but if you get the dogs aside, you can do the stair maneuver, as you see I'm gonna do, which is basically get him up here and then try to kill one dog. When you kill the both dogs, you're gonna lure him down there, then you're gonna jump up and then do a drop attack on him, and that's basically it. I think you can like dodge backwards when he stands on the ground and that, but no, I didn't. And also that jumping attack, which is R2 if you use a PlayStation controller, it does not lower your durability on your weapon, which is kind of cool. Just a thing that I found out, which is, according to durability, my weapon is soon broken, which you'll see in a minute. Doing fairly good on a boss fight so far. I haven't done any damage because I've been, fighting his dogs. I know there's also fault with the camera if you have the target lock on him and stand up there, it's kind of finicky. And also that's a thing, if you get damaged by a boss or enemy and heal, they don't do as much damage because you got healed. I don't know. And yay for mispronouncing. I know, fell. And his swords look like Urukai swords. But as I said, both his strength and agility is a big problem with this boss. Yes, you will meet him as a normal enemy. In fact, some of the bosses you will meet as a normal enemy. It is the Capra Demon you will meet in the, at the place where you meet Ceaseless Discharge. It's a normal enemy down into the lava. You get the Taurus Demon further. If you continue that path, you'll meet Taurus Demon as a normal enemy. And Moonlight Butterfly when you're at the Duke's Archives. But I damaged that enemy, but it didn't kind of land like the boss did, and I failed. So yeah. Yeah, in general, the Duke's Archives is a very difficult place. We'll get to that sooner or later. We'll get there. And my voice is dying, I don't know why. So I'm doing fairly good, half damage down. The thing I like about Dark Souls 1 and 2nd is the length of the boss fights. Really, if you play any other adventure game, for example, it's gonna be in a whole different ballpark, but if you play like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, the boss fights aren't so long, they just kinda... And here's the camera problem. But the boss fights aren't that long, they're just, you know, tedious. But if you manage to get a boss, if you are good at dodging, I don't know what to say, but if you're good at dodging, you can kinda get the boss fight to go on for a while, which I like. And I also ordered Shadow of the Colossus lately, which is basically long boss fights, but you can climb on the boss, which is an interesting concept. But while we're on the subject, I'm really looking forward, because Dark Souls 3 will be out soon, and my voice is dying. Sorry, my voice was dying, now it's back. Right, Dark Souls 3 will be released in April. I'm looking forward to it, because I've been playing the first game, the second game. The thing I liked in the first and the second game is the length of the boss fights, because the boss can be difficult, but if you're good at dodging and get to, like, every boss has a pattern, and if you get the pattern down, you will go in for a long boss fight, and I kinda like it with the game. Also the difficulty spike, but also checking the durability. The difficulty spike is fair. It's fair. In the first game, the difficulty set turns to take on when you're entering Blighttown, and after Blighttown, it is probably the Smoke and Warstein. That boss is almost impossible. But we'll get to that. And if you play the second Dark Souls, not what people have said, but what I found out is if you play the game and you get to what's it called? The Smelter Demon area, don't remember what the name is. That's where I think the difficulty kind of turns itself up to 11. Just 11, not 10, not 9, but 11 of some scale of variety. So now when we have done this boss, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna level up, and I'm gonna heal, repair my weapon, and we'll be back here. And boom, we're back here. So, leveled up, repaired my weapon, and rested and shenanigans. So now we go to the depths to get the lighter, which I know where it is. And while we traverse EA for Ragdoll Physics. The Ragdoll Physics in Dark Souls are the best, you know what I'm saying? It's all around, but yeah, Dark Souls 3, I'm really looking forward to it. By the way, these boxes are empty. All the boxes in these games are empty if you don't see a round barrel with the head sticking up from it, but yeah. I'm looking for Dark Souls 3, I don't know if I'm probably gonna pre-order it. But that's the difference between me and Face. Face kinda wanna get some reviews done, I kinda get that, you wanna hear the reviews, see what people think, and then you buy it based on the reviews to form your own opinion. I get that. But I am the kind of gamer who buys a game because I've played the other game in the series, and Floating Box, I'm gonna point that out. For example, do I have an example? Yeah, for example, Skyrim, we were all hyped for Skyrim. Face said the same thing, like I'm gonna wait a few days to form my own opinion and hear the reviews. Once again, I respect that. I really do. I kind of find it I kind of find it as the smartest thing to do. But I'm the kind of fan, so I bought Dark Souls or Skyrim pretty much the first day, and I enjoyed it. Did the same thing with Sleeping Dogs because I played other two true crimes, and I bought Sleeping Dogs, and yay! You wouldn't say that Sleeping Dogs is true crimes, but it is. I know for a fact that Sleeping Dogs were gonna be true crime in Hong Kong, but something happened with the game studio and they named it to Sleeping Dogs. and you're... don't remember his name. It's a fun game. I've not completed, I haven't played it much. I haven't played it much. I haven't played it so much, but when I play it, I'm gonna start with that again. I enjoyed it very much. Yeah, it's fun. The thing about True Crime is it's never been too Grand Theft Auto. It's still been, you know, True Crime in LA, which we did a replay. Calm down, I'm not gonna explode. When we did a Let's Play of it, we played in LA. And even though Face and Hair doesn't really like the game, I find it one of... This is gonna sound really, like, you know, weird, but I find it one of the most funniest games I ever played. I have a childhood memory to that game, so it's kind of a nostalgic value as well. Because I remember when I first bought the GameCube. I obviously got the GameCube with Super Mario Sunshine, which release, and then I got Mario Kart Double Dash, and yeah. Then I got a game, it's simply called True Crime. I was like, oh, what's this? First time I played was like, this is Grand Theft Auto. But at the time I was playing San Andreas as well, and it looked familiar, and then you're Kang, and I also think generally Nicholas Kang Wilson in the game is a funny guy, and the game itself is just, you know, funny, especially with the scene in the beginning where at the China restaurant and he throws a like eating stick in the guy's ear. Very fun. What was I gonna say? Right, about this part, killing the butcher. As you can see there, it's much easier to get backstabs in this game, because I think it's something with the hitbox and winning pose. The hitbox is friendlier. It's weird to say friendlier, but the hitbox is much better, because you can do backstabs easier in this game. Because in the second game you need to be straight behind them, but in this game you can be kind of towards their side or kinda at their side and still do a backstab, checking the durability, and still do a backstab. So I played much Dark Souls 2 actually also, and I'm at the end of it, doing a new play now as Havel, but might show a scene or two off on that. But anyway, my point is the backstabs are much more difficult in the second game. I don't know if it's something with the programming or the hitbox, but I think it would be something with the hitbox. But I also need to go to the asylum again and get the ring so you can... the ring to run normally in this water. And so you just get poison or like blood effects by the dogs, but I had a good time avoiding those. I don't like the dog enemies because they're just the worst. They're very good at dodging, so... Sorry for skipping the dialogue, but we'll listen to what this man has to say. Looks like I think he has the Wanderer outfit, actually.
I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, of the Great Swamp.
Laurentius? Like a cool Wanderer Laurentius.
I'm fine, thanks to you.
Thanks to you. Sounds like a British guy.
I'm fine.
Hello there. Hello there, maybe he's British, I don't know. And I do not do a good British accent, so... And all those boxes are also empty, trust me. You're just gonna trust me every time I say it, you know, trust me, I don't know why. I'm just kidding. We're gonna kill the butcher and we're gonna get his headgear, which is a sack. The best way to kill these butchers is just doing repetitively backstab by shoving a sword up its ass, which is... Here I can't because it's up against the wall, but... So just backstabbing this guy. This guy has to... For his size, he's very, very agile. And I admire him for his agility. Size over agility, I don't know, but... He got the agility. He got the swings. Apparently he got the swings. Sounds like a almost dead. Sounds like a good 80s like pop band, The Swings. Like one of those. Was like not. I don't know. It sounds like a cool 80s band to be named The Swings. We're totally gonna start a band. We're gonna start a band and call it The Swings. It's a cool band name. Bad name. No, I'm kidding, band name. Gonna show his head. So we got a sack, which looks like this. Just a sack. And I'm gonna take it off now. Because I don't want to have the sack on. Oh, you know what, let's keep that. Let's keep the sack on. Sake of let's playing, let's keep the sack. The sack is kept on my head. And my head is kept in the sack. So I'm gonna decapitate someone by keeping the head in the sack. Someone's trying to get these pieces of shit to drop. But they never drop, so I decided to run forward and kill this flaming guy, like the torch guy. And then turn back and make the shit drop. Now it dropped, I think. Yeah, there you go. I don't really know what this is. I imagine it could be some kind of like sewer monster, because it looks like we're in a sewer system and the water we're running is dirty, and we'll meet rats further on. So sewer monster, some kind of sludge monster, but you know. But let's go with pieces of shit. So my point down here is to kill the gaping dragon, get the Lighto, go up and kill the moonlight butterfly, and then go down and meet Quaylaw again. Then we're off to that I don't know what the area is called, but place at Alexander. Which, by the way, is one of the nicest characters in Dark Souls. Despite from the giant smith, because he's just too funny. But we'll get to that later. So these pieces of shit doesn't do a really much damage, but while they damage, it's easy to dodge. And you can also farm good green titanites here, and I did a good job at getting one. So. Because some weapon and some armors use green titanite to upgrade, which is fun. Actually, I think if you buy the giant, like the giant armor, that uses green titanite to upgrade. Because the first character I ever played with this was with the giant's armor, and I had the what's the shield called? The big, I think it's a big golden shield I had. And then the lizardman short sword or whatever it was. Fully upgraded, and that was my character. The funny thing is I played against the last boss and continued losing again and again and again, because his attacks are not affected. Or I am very affected by his attacks, because I get knocked back all the time. Because I have too low poise, because I didn't care about poise in this game. But then my dear friend Face talked about poise, and I thought like, we could try those. Actually I have the wolf ring. On the wolf ring his attacks didn't even budge my character. And I will get endurance and dexterity, because last time I got vitality and endurance, so keep alternating. And a weird cut there, because I was gonna check where the Lighto is. And now I know where the Lighto is, so I'm gonna traverse this place and try to meet the gaping dragon. Try is a relative term. We can also get stuck here around the sewer system and then just not fight the gaping dragon. Actually, when I first got this game, I got it for the PC a few years back, and I was getting to this boss because I saw Face playing this game very, very much, and I was like, yeah, I want that game, so I bought it. I don't remember if I have it. Maybe I have the box for it. The actual DVD case, for the CD case for the box, I think, for the game, I think I have. I haven't checked. And then I got to the Gaping Dragon. I was like, I didn't know much of the game. I jumped in the game, no knowledge of the story or the backstory or anything. I just jumped into the game. And I got to here, and faced up against a gaping dragon. I was like, told my friend face like, I beat the gaping dragon, and he didn't damage me once. You know, I was very proud of that moment. It was a proud moment in the life of Mustache. And then my face just said, you know, it's the easiest boss in the game, right? And I was disappointed because I completed him with, he didn't do one single damage on me. But yeah. As you can clearly hear, me and Face have been friends for a while, but we've been friends for years. I don't think he actually watches my play of this game. Hope he does though, hope he does. We go here to kill these giant rats and the mage. Which that dance of the mage made me think of the first boss in Majora's Mask. For some reason, like the Indian warrior. I don't know his name. Name. Don't remember the name, man. I'm saying. And he nearly killed me, but I will heal and stuff. So, yeah. As I said, you can get a drop of the staff. It's a pretty rare drop, and backstab clearly doesn't work. I think it's a higher deal that you get the staff to drop in the Duke's archives, because you made 2 or 3 of those in the same room, and more enemies, higher drop chance, and that's kinda it. Speaking of Face, he actually got the Omega Sapphire. He's gonna kill me now because I never say the right name, so because you think it's Omega Sapphire or something. The one for the 3DS. He got that Pokemon game, and I'm starting to get interested in Pokemon games, but no, I haven't been clearly quite the guy for it, because A, it's on a handheld console, and B, I don't play so much handheld consoles, but he got Omega Sapphire, or the Ruby, or whatever is the one for the 3DS. And I want to get Fire Red. I wanted to start Pokemon. I told him this, and he said you should get Fire Red. It's a red version, but slightly enhanced, so it's Fire Red. And it's for the Game Boy Advance. I have a Retron 5, and it does read Game Boy cartridges. Because as I said in the previous episode, I thought it was broken, but I had to jiggle the cartridge and how it works. So I actually ordered it, and it's gonna get in a few days or weeks or whatever. And I'm also gonna get Fire Red and start on my first Pokemon game. I'm very, very psyched to start. Because I've been not so kind of largely interested in Pokemon, but I wanted to start somewhere. And I think a good starting point is to go with the Fire Red version. But just getting it was a task of its own, because I looked on every store I possibly know, and it was standard. It was out of stock everywhere. On the verge of going crazy, I found it for a cheap price, and I'm getting it. Like, yay! Also do want to get God Hand, but that game is clearly very rare, and I just messed up. So we will traverse this place. If you notice the skull in the middle of the screen, that's the poison meter. You do not want to pull that out. We'll fill that meter up, because then you will turn into stone, get half the health, or your maximum health will be half. So to correct this issue, you need to run to the guy behind the gargoyles on the tower. The good thing is, if they charge up their poison, you can kind of interrupt them by stabbing at them and they will stop. But that's another reason. Sorry. I don't know why I said reason. But yeah. I actually got turned into stone by these guys once, and it was glorious because I need to run back. And these are also a thing in the second game. The thing I do love about this game is the Ragdoll Physics. They're just the best. One thing I have to try is play DS fix on this, but turn it up to 60 frames instead of 30. It runs in 30 now. If you're an expert at frame detecting guy, which I am not. You can clearly see it's going in 30, not in 60. I have a good reason. I get before I continue on. You get the Ring of Evil, which you absorb HP from dead enemies, and it's not that much. But if you have 2 Estus left that doesn't know where to go quite and have low health, like here, you are gonna want to have that. You're gonna want to have that ring. You want the ring so badly you forgot to speak. You can't speak English grammatically correct. That's how much you want the ring. But what point were I on? Right, 60 frames. And the reason I haven't turned it up to 60 is not because I'm an ignorant fool. I really aren't. So people might think I am, but I'm not. It's just because if you do the slide down the ladders trick, which you do from time to time, you will see that one of the ladders in this game, you can kind of slide it through the ground. And that's basically the one reason why I haven't used the DS fix. The second game corrected this by always running in 30, so about 2 minutes left, so got some time left to kill. To traverse these amazing corridors of sewage and poisonous. They look like frogs, if frogs would run on 4 legs and not jump. I don't know. But there are many of them, so you wanna just watch out. Really, the Dark Souls game have one thing that is unique with Dark Souls, which I haven't experienced before. It's when you play Dark Souls, and for example, my main character, which I've completed a game with, which I've said like 5 times now, but so you know which one we're talking about. I got up the orange in the Smaug, and I died in the boss over and over and over. I died so many times. I think the game would ask me to just want to give up, but I kept on pushing, you know, dying on that same boss over and over and over, and like, without exaggerating, almost 20 times. But one time I killed one of them, and then I was up on the last of them, and I killed him. I killed Ornstein and Smaug. The feeling you get when you do that, just Dark Souls can do that. It makes you have the feeling of glory, you know, like, I fucking made this. Sorry for cursing if anyone got offended. The feeling of glory and awesome, that's what Dark Souls make. It's not many games that does that. But yeah, I'm thinking we're running along, so this will be the end of part 5. Next time we'll do get Lito and yay for Rat Head in boss. Next time we'll do Gaping Dragon, Lito, and possibly the Moonlight Butterfly and thingies and stuff. Thingies and stuff. It's actually a webpage, but beside the point. No, that was the first episode. No, it was the 5th episode. If you liked it, please subscribe and comment, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.